Yeah, well, well, we knew they'd be anxious today, and you know, we want to address you know, one part of our game each day here in training camp being so short. So we just took a focus on defensive zone coverage and our zone and special teams. So they're the two big things, and then just getting the guys skating legs for the first day.
How much were you looking forward to this actual day coming since the lockout started?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of happy faces. I must admit on both sides. You know, we look at the players. You know, and I said this before. You know that they're hockey players first. They're anxious to get going, and it showed today. Just you can't fake body language, and we had a bunch of excited guys coming in the door. As far as staff wise, and you know, even the trainers, equipment guys, everyone involved. You know, they've been here every day, sitting around and you know, waiting for the for the call. And so collectively, you just got a bunch of guys that just want to get the hockey season going.
Kirk, you talked a little bit about it the other day, but the guys are really excited to have Salmon in the locker room. Talk a little bit about seeing him today and just kind of what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, well, it's tough, you know, for you know, Pickett and himself. They just flew over. They had some long travel days the last few days, so you know, teasing them there, saying he needs some rest already, but. It's the guys know what he can bring. I mean, when you play against an opponent and you know the value that he brought to Washington, his scoring touch. I know Stalzy's been you know, looking for a right winger at that caliber for a couple of years, and he's there, and we're gonna start them together and see if there's chemistry. But you know, he's excited. He's excited to be involved here with our hockey club. He's going to get a great opportunity to play his game, and I think our system, I think it suits him well. The skating style, getting him involved, and you know, we're a better team with him in the lineup.
How much are you going to be able to get a feel for chemistry, which is such a short camp, if it's there, if it's not right away?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, you know, you can write on paper what you think is going to be the right lineup. You know, like Stahl with Salmon, you know, Jordan with Skinner starting off. And you know, our young, you know, players in Charlotte have had a great first half, and we just said to them, listen, you know, there's only 20 spots, and competition's open over a week, so it's going to be, I think, you know, trial and error a little bit at the beginning, but I just said when you get the door opens, you got to take advantage of it. I don't think coaches have the luxury of being as patient this year as you'd like, and trying not to move lines around, but. You need to get off to a good start, and if guys are going, they're going to play, and so it's going to be a competitive week, is my opinion.
Deep air's the same. I mean, the deep airs you used today. Is that
yeah. We have
time to really
8D, and you know, it's we need everyone at us. First of all, so we got to evaluate the first couple of days. I think of you know, the you know, conditioning of the guys. You know, the little testing that we've done so far, it looks like everyone's in good shape, which was the message at the end of last year, and so they come in ready to go. So that's a positive thing. Now it's a matter of combinations and chemistry. And Mercer, young guy, brings a certain element. Saganetti's had a great first half down in Charlotte, and you know, we know our group that's been here last year. So we're just push everybody, and when you get that, you know, you're going to be a better team.
Jokic probably the third line center then? Is that pretty much what
Jokic's going to start at center at the third. You know, his asset is he's versatile, and I think if we put him in there and we experiment with some wingers, you know, he's going to get power play time, his offensive production. He's going to, you know, have an opportunity to play with different line mates probably at different times, but I'd like to see him there because I really believe the third line is a really crucial part of a hockey club.
What kind of opportunities Corbett going to get?
Well, he's experienced. He's been here before. You know, he's excited about being back here. He's comfortable with Gleese. They're going to be a pairing because we do know that they've had chemistry. And like I say, I told them, you know, we're going to work on the power play this week. We got lots of guys that are capable, in my opinion, of you know, quarterbacking that power play. And it's a matter of who wants it, who fits in, you know, the best, and he's gonna get a great opportunity to get an opportunity on the power play.
Joe's a guy who says he doesn't feel like his age. Have you come across guys in the league in your time that, you know, they're older but they don't really have the years on them? body-wise that some people do.
Yeah, well, he's probably follow Roddy Vindemore there, and probably if you have a mohawk, that must keep you, young and alone. So I'm like, and so yeah, so no, it is a tribute to the pro athletes today, and I know in our sport the conditioning level and the training that they do it just keeps getting better each decade. And he's the epitome of that, where he's kept himself in great shape, and guys that do that will prolong their careers, and usually gives you an extension of like probably 2 to 4 years generally.
Because of that, was there a thought maybe run these guys hard today, see who was in shape, who was skating?
Yeah, we thought it'd be kind of a blind, hidden type way of getting a little skate to evaluate the conditioning on them, and because it's important. I mean, we don't intend to do it all week, and we told them, today would be a tough one and get evaluation. But after this, I think it's really important that the systems, the details get into place the rest of the week. Get the chemistry of guys and everything, and get the energy up, and get the practice will slowly get shorter and higher tempo, and numbers will go down, and then we'll just go from there.
Because it's a spring, how much more important is it to emphasize the special teams, the kill, the power play this week than maybe if it was just a normal week?
Yeah, it's huge. And like I say, because you don't have exhibition games to experiment and see, who connects and with each other. So, it's we figured we'd start right off the opening day, get into it right now, find out what works, what doesn't. A lot of it will be same as last year. It's just some different personnel, but we want to give everyone an opportunity too to kind of get a chance at it and see where they fit in.
Pick up Kevin Westgorf today. Just talk about that's a dimension you didn't have in the lineup last year.
Yeah, we're really excited to get him. He's going to be a great addition to our hockey club. We looked at him. We saw what he brought. Anytime you can bring a guy in from an organization, just one is huge. We've done our background as far as he's a great guy. Spends time in Carolina, which is awesome. But overall, I think it gives us a physical presence that we felt that in the summer, some areas that we need to get better at and stronger at is, a little bit more size, a little bit more, physical play in our game, and he brings that, and he's willing, and I think it's a great addition to bring him.
Now, Kirk, you came in on the run last year, so I mean, you're kind of used to this, right? Just taking off and going.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to have a time on my hands, No, this is perfect. It did really help, being here last year, and it gave me a great chance to really get down to Charlotte. I think that was the biggest thing, is getting to know the players down there much better than last year. And I know all the guys in our system now, and spent that time during the lockout getting to know everybody and seeing what they bring. And now I think, like I say, I think the guys stay in good enough shape that this week will be enough to kind of, everyone's in the same boat, so we just kind of move forward and get better each day and get focused and get ready for the game against Florida.
So you're looking to use similar systems like you said, but because you have some more versatility in your personnel, some possibilities to make adjustments that maybe we haven't seen? Or
yeah, I think a big one is I really think that we have a group that on defense that we can get our D involved. It's I think if we're on the attack and have you look at your team and you look at your players and you say, well, where's our assets? And I think we're a good puck moving team. Where we should be a skilled enough team to get that fourth guy involved, get him up the ice, and I think that area we want to keep improving on. And I think, but other than that, I think it's a carryover that we got to preach that the number one thing is that we got to get our goals down against, and we got to be better defensively. And the offense will come, the creativity will come, the offensive pressure that we want to sustain will be there the same as last year. But so the big focus is goals against, and and offensively are D involved more.
More of a risk reward rather than just a conservative type of pace.
Yeah, well, I think that's the game today. I think we have a group that it's a good skating group, and I think that we need to push the tempo. And it'd be over 60 minutes, It's interesting in watching Charlotte, a lot of their games they won was in the third periods, and I think that's where we need to go into games feeling like we can compete with anybody and build our expectations up that we can win every night, and that's our priority. And if we start the game off 0-0, we should feel that, hey, we got enough power in here that we should be able to score at the right times, so we don't have to open it up and go offensive because we're afraid that, we got to score X amount of goals. That we got great goaltending, and keep the goals down, and it'd be a matter of scoring at the right times.
In that time you spent in Charlotte, what did you see from Dan Ellis that you knew he'd be a good candidate for the backup goaltender position this year?
Well, you know what? Both Peters and Ellis both played really well. It was a tough decision. I think the big one was just starting off with short or a lot of games in a short period of time. Just the experience that Ellis has been here, and just that's a big positive for on his part in that way. So we just thought getting started, the pressure at the beginning and all that would be a good opportunity for him. Coming in, he played well, so he's earned it. The message for us at training camp to all those guys was, we don't know when we're going to start, but when we do, who's ever really performing well, we're going to look at them and bring them up. But Peters has played really well too from November on. He's been a really strong goalie. So we feel like we're stronger a year later in goaltending than last year. And really, we're confident of bringing either one of them up. But because of the experience, we thought we'd start with Ellis.
Any number in mind for backup goalie? In a perfect world, or just I know games will dictate it.
Yeah, if it was more of an 82-game schedule, I think we would sat down and said this is the ideal where we want to get X amount of games for backup. But because of the waiting for the whole schedule to get into place, I think now we can start to sit down and look at it and really make a firm decision of which games that we feel are. There's just so many games in a short period of time that you need your backup. It's probably the most important position this year, more than ever, is the backup goalie.
Because of the layoff and the guys are going to be as fresh as they have been. Early part of the season, normally you're worried about minutes, managing minutes. Is that, for players like Eric or Jordan, minutes are out the window? If we need a win, they're going to double shift, we'll give them more minutes.
Rest on days off. They'll get more rest in practice time. Well, our top guys are big boys. I think they can still like the ice time, but I do think the fourth line this year needs to eat up minutes and needs to have an important part of the game because you're going to need them. So depth is going to be a big part. So your top guys are all going to play and eat up the minutes they're probably used to, but I think an advantage is if you can really get a fourth line that can contribute. So that will take time away from these guys at the right nights.
One of these days you're going to have a normal season, just think.